Hi, I'm Zoe. Welcome to my October reading vlog. Reading vlogs are some of my absolute favourite content to watch on BookTube, so I'm really excited to be bringing you along with me in October, talking about some of the books that I'm reading, giving little updates and things. I'm just going to see how it goes, to be honest. I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. I'm just excited to be documenting my reading throughout the month. I hopefully have a really exciting month of reading ahead. Starting with what I have left over from last month, I'll put some on screen just to save time yapping through them all. I'll give updates as and when I get to them. But I had a few to carry over from last month, some that I only just started, but I have abandoned quite a few books. Not DNFs or anything, but I just think it's been like right book, wrong time. I've just not been in the mood for certain reads that I've been picking up. I need to get a grip. I need to finish them. I can't let the mood reading take over too much. I have 2 physical reads on the go at the minute. I have the Soyangri book kitchen, which was really kindly sent to me by Vintage Books. This is Korean translated fiction. I absolutely adore translated fiction, particularly stuff like this that's really wholesome, heartwarming, and follows different characters. I feel like there's a bit of a formula within some translated fiction, and this absolutely fits into that for me. So I'll quickly tell you what this is all about. So this follows our main character Eugene, who opens up this book kitchen. It's not just like a bookshop. She wanted to set up a paradise for book lovers. So there's good food, there's books. It's just a nice, relaxing place to be. Her whole thing is setting up a sanctuary for weary souls like herself. And I'm like, book me a 2-week stay. Book me in for a year-long stay, maybe. I think it's over the course of a year, we'll see like 7 different people as they find themselves here. So I'm kind of hoping we'll get to know their backstories a little bit, what brings them to the book kitchen, what their experience is like staying there. So I'm really excited to get back in. I've read about 30 pages. The vibes were immediately there. Already met Eugene and one of the people that is going to find themselves at the book kitchen. And I think that's going to be a really beautiful story to start with. That one's already, I think it's going to be quite emotionally hard hitting. So really excited. So I will pick this back up soon and fill you in. A very much anticipated release. It's Among the Burning Flowers by Samantha Shannon. I love Samantha Shannon. The Roots of Chaos series completely changed my life. It made me realise that I can in fact love epic fantasy, that I can be an epic fantasy reader. If you've not read the Roots of Chaos series, it's a really beautiful set of stories, really centered around the mythology of St. George. Most of the characters are women. There are multiple ages. It's sapphic. There's dragons. There's like representation of mothers. So you've got some slightly older characters, which is always something that I really enjoy. This one kind of sits between the first 2 books. So A Day of Fallen Night is a prequel to Priory of the Orange Tree. It's set, I think it's about 1,000 years. It could be more. I read them in publication order, and that's probably the order I would recommend if you're into epic fantasy already. If you're not an epic fantasy reader and you think these books are quite intimidating, I'd probably start here. I am about halfway through this and I am absolutely obsessed. It's split into 2 parts, so I finished part 1 and I read that in one sitting. It was absolutely glorious. I was so happy to be back in this world and to get a little bit more. I kind of love the order that she's written these, because I was so embedded and invested in the world and in the characters of Priory of the Orange Tree, and you get to know some of the events that happened historically, and then you see those in real time in A Day of Fallen Night. And there was just something about that I really love. It's a little bit like with The Hobbit. You read The Lord of the Rings and you know that Frodo's got the ring, but then you see how Bilbo came to get the ring by going back, and it's a little bit like that. But there's no ring, but there is dragons. Yeah, this one's gorgeous. The writing is just as beautiful as I expected it to be. Everything that I could hope for from a Samantha Shannon book. And I'm excited to carry on, to finish it, and then probably reread Priory of the Orange Tree. That's probably where I'll go next. But yeah, that's what I currently have on my roster. I will come back when I have an update on either one or anything else I decide to pick up, because as I say, the mood reading is really kicking my ass, quite frankly. I can't stick to anything for long, but it's why I like having multiple reads. I shall see you soon. Happy reading in the meantime. Bye. I'm back already because I actually had a few bits of book mail arrive today, so I'm just going to really quickly run through what I got. There's some really exciting stuff in here, so I'm excited to share. First thing up, the author of this series reached out to me on Instagram, asked if I would be interested in reading this series, and she was so kind and sent me all 3 books, signed, personalised. There's a quote in the front. They all came with a bookmark as well, which I will show you. This is the Dragon Spirits series by L.L. McRae. Lauren is the author. She's an absolute gem. I'll quickly give you a roundup of what this series is about, but I'm really excited to read and review them. So this is for the Iron Crown, which is the first book. Fenn's first and only memory is finding himself in the middle of a forest, face to face with a dragon spirit mocking him, all knowledge gone apart from his own name. Lost and confused, his only hope for answers is Kalidra, a woman living on the edge of the world with her partner. Forced to return home when her father dies, Kalidra has put off facing her estranged mother for 7 years, and she begrudgingly helps Fenn, forging papers for him so he can avoid the Queen's inquisitors. But her mother is the least of her worries when they discover an ancient enemy is rising again. It should be impossible with the Iron Crown in power, and Fenn is terrified that he might unwittingly be playing a part in the war's resurgence. Surrounded by vengeful spirits and powerful magic, Fenn's desperate attempt to find his way home might well alter the fate of Tassar and every power in it. This sounds so good. When I was DMing with the author, she kind of described this as like being a bit of her love for dragons meets a bit of Studio Ghibli, but with less conventional characters, which just sounds absolutely fantastic. These are chunky books, which really is a bit of me. I like fantasy that I can really like get my teeth stuck into. So this just sounds fantastic. And just, I guess, for an idea of the vibes, I'm so grateful. And as I say, these were also very kindly signed and personalised, and each one has a quote, which I'm assuming is from the book, which is so lovely. So this one says, "Don't dream your adventures, live them," which is very timely for what's going on in my life right now. So it's beautiful. Yeah, really excited. And I'll also say, if you do decide to pick these up and you enjoy a floppy paperback, you're in for a treat. This is more than adequate flop for my liking with paperbacks. Thank you again to L.L. McRae. Lauren, thank you so much. I'll leave Lauren's Instagram in the description of this vlog, and I will be sure to update you when I do get to read these. Hello, it is now the weekend. I've had a bit of a hectic one. I decided to rejig my office a little bit, give it a really good deep clean, reorganise my bookshelves. So I've moved quite a lot of stuff on these shelves around. Been picking out some things to unhaul as well, maybe. I feel like I need to be better with unhauling, so I might share those at some point, either in this vlog or in another video if I unhaul enough. So lots going on there, but I have also finished 2 books, so I shall give you a bit of an update on both of those. I finished Among the Burning Flowers by Samantha Shannon. I expected to enjoy this, and I did. I loved it. I was so grateful to be back in this world, to be back in the world of The Roots of Chaos. And this story was just spectacular for something so short compared to the first 2 books that she's released in this world. It's so much shorter, but no less impactful for me, at least. I also think for sure now, if you've never read any of her books before from this world, this is a really solid place to start. It gives you just enough of a taste of what this world looks like with the dragons, with the politics, I guess the character work that she does as well. I think it gives you a good taste of everything in a much more palatable format. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this. When I do my wrap up, which should be up before this, I'll go into a little bit more as to what the book specifically is about. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this. I think for a novel that's so small, up against books that have been so vast in scale and size and complexity, it still gave me all the right feelings, and I've can't wait to talk about it more in the wrap up. But yeah, enjoyed this. I just finished this morning. This is Soyangri Book Kitchen. This was really, really sweet. As with a lot of these translated fiction novels, it does feel a little bit formulaic in that you kind of, or some of them can fall into the trap of feeling formulaic. I think what this one did quite well was the way we were introduced to people. It wasn't always the same. It wasn't that they all turned up at the book kitchen as a guest. They all kind of had different relationships with people there, kind of snowballed into, well, this person knows this person. That's how we got to know their story. And I don't know, it didn't quite have the same issues as some of them have had for me in feeling a little bit formulaic. But I love the idea of the book kitchen. I quite frankly would like to be booked in for like a month. It sounds absolutely fantastic. Like, this cover really does give you the vibe of what the setup's like. And I found the writing really pretty, the kind of the musings of the characters and the things that they would sort of reflect on and think about, again, right up my street, really beautiful. Loads of people being connected by a place that centers around storytelling and telling each other stories and sharing books and sharing ideas. I just think is really gorgeous. There was an idea for a book hinted in this, and I would love to see if the author writes that book. I don't know whether that's just wishful thinking, but it would feel like a lovely little Easter egg to have dropped, that like there was an idea for a book and whether that becomes a book. I don't know. I like the idea of it anyway. She should write it. If she's watching this, you should write this. This book was sent to me by Vintage Books, so thank you very much to Vintage. I love a lot of the books that Vintage published. This one is with their Harville imprint. All that to say, all thoughts are still my own on this book, even though this was sent to me. All thoughts my own. While I was kind of sorting everything in my office, I was listening to an audiobook. So I was listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl, book 5, The Butcher's Masquerade. I am really enjoying this series, full stop. I'm having a really good time with it. This one has really kind of upped the ante a little bit, I feel. It's like it's all escalated quite quickly. And I've really enjoyed some of Carl and Donut's interactions in this, and certain things that have happened and certain decisions. I've been really like invested in them. And I was a bit nervous for a little while, and I still am quite nervous for them both. But it's been a good kind of, the progression is still there for me. Again, kind of the formulaic nature of these books. There was the concern that it would start to stagnate and get boring, and I haven't been bored yet, which is really positive. So yeah, I'm excited to see where the rest of the book goes. I say excited, I'm not. I'm actually really quite terrified for them both. Nonetheless, excited to listen to more of that. I've got more sorting to do this week, so my evenings will probably be spent listening to that, or in the gym or whatever. I'm not quite sure what I want to pick up next physically. I've got a few options. I did try start this book last month, and I got like 30 pages in, decided I wasn't in the mood, so it wasn't even a soft DNF. It was just, I'm not in the mood for this right now. But I've got the audiobook now as well. I went to a book social last week, and one of the girls there was saying that the audiobook is really good. So I've grabbed that from Libro FM. I think this probably will be what I go into next, just because I have such bad FOMO at this point. I feel like I'm the last person in kind of my bookish space to have read this, so I'm really excited to read this. We'll see what I end up with next, or more so you will, because this is all in the past for me now. Hello, I'm back with another update. I'm going to immediately apologise for the lighting. I've already filmed tonight. I've had my big box light in my face and it's sending my eyes absolutely west. So I've just got like my little like key light for my webcam as my light. Apologies for that. Really quick reading update. So I did start Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I am 85 pages in. I'm glad the audiobook is working for me. The narrators for this audiobook are absolutely spectacular, really engaging, really immersive. It's giving all the right vibes, and really fitting for Schwab's writing as well, which I think is fantastic. I'm feeling pretty invested so far. I like all of the different point of views we've had. I know for some people they've preferred some of the others. I don't think I've got to know any of them enough yet, and I think I've still got one more to meet. I don't think I've met one of the characters yet that I've seen people talk about. But overall, a really cool read. This came out ages ago now. I know I'm really late to this, but I am kind of glad I waited, because I think this is a really good time of year for a read like this. And I'm really intrigued, because I feel like it's sold as toxic lesbian vampires. I'm like, where are the vampires? Show me the vampires immediately. So that's exciting. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Enjoying it. Audio's helping a lot. Not sure what I'm going to go to after this. I do have some arcs that I need to get to this month. I've got quite a few on NetGalley this month. For now, I'm going to keep going with this, and I will come back to you when I have a bit more of an update for you. All right, see you later. Bye. It's been a little while since you've seen me. It won't be for you, but for me, it's been a while since I sat down and filmed. I had a haircut. It was all for the better. I needed a change. I don't do well with change. I didn't like how I looked on camera. I'm still not entirely sure. I'm adjusting. I don't know how to do anything with it, but I do love it. I'm adjusting is what I'm trying to say. So, reading update. My office is an absolute mess, so I'm just going to put the books on screen as I talk about them. So, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I am still trucking on with that. I'm at about 35% now. I'm having the absolute best time. This is everything I hoped it would be. It's the best time of year I could have picked to read it, I think. It's absolutely glorious. So you follow 3 women from different time periods, because I don't think I talked about what the book's about before, so I'll quickly fill you in. We're following 3 women from 3 different time periods and kind of seeing how vampirism and the world of vampires kind of comes into their lives, or is already in their life, I guess. 1532 Santo Domingo, we have Maria. London in 1827, we have Charlotte. And Boston in 2019, we have Alice. All 3 of them are compelling. I love them. I think Maria particularly, I'm enjoying her story. I feel like we've had a little bit more of hers than the others, at least where I'm up to, and I'm having an absolute riot with her. I will also say the audiobook is absolutely spectacular. As somebody who picked this book up, wasn't immediately into it, I struggled to be motivated to pick it back up. Trying the audio absolutely transformed this reading experience for me. I would definitely recommend it. There's different narrators for the different women. It's all fantastic. There is love, there's rage, there's vengeance, there's just some of the most beautiful relationships, some of the most toxic relationships, the toxic lesbian vampires. It's giving all of that. It's doing what it said on the tin. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping to finish it before the end of the month, but I do feel like that might be wishful thinking because I am taking my time with it because I'm having such a good time. Here, you'll have just seen me reading When Among Crows by Veronica Roth. I randomly saw this on Instagram and then checked my library, and my library had a copy of it. I was really surprised by how short this was. I knew it was a novella, but it was really, really little. And this is an urban fantasy with sort of a bit of paranormal and a bit of mythology thrown in there. The main character wants to make a deal with somebody in order to find the witch Baba Yaga, and the person he's making a deal with has a generational blood curse that they want to have broken. And it's a really interesting dynamic between them. There's lots of secrets and deceit, and it kind of looks at redemption and atonement, and I just found it really interesting. I literally flew through this in one sitting at the weekend and just had such a great time. I really needed the serotonin of starting and finishing a book, because I do get the buzz, like a bit of a high from like finishing a book in one sitting. So that was really great. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I'm excited to read the second one, because there is a second one following at least one of the characters from this book. So I'm excited to sort of see where that goes and that develops. And again, it's another short one, so I'm hoping to get to that soon, hopefully through my library, and if not, I'll work out something. Another good one. I enjoyed that. I think I gave it 4 out of 5. The Butcher's Masquerade remains my gym and driving read. This is just, it's going along nicely. I'm enjoying it. It's the action's still there. The politics and what we're kind of learning about the behind the scenes of the dungeon is getting more interesting. I'm enjoying that. But then it's still got all of those like really good core elements that I kind of enjoy, like the episodic elements almost of the books. I'm still really enjoying all of that. Easy one. Gonna keep listening. Again, I don't think I'll get this finished by the end of the month, because these books get significantly longer the further into the series that you get. They're absolutely massive. Like some of them are like yay thick. They're huge. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get it finished. Maybe I won't. But I am having a blast. Really good time. A book I don't think I've talked about yet is Pantomime by L.R. Lamb. I got an arc of this through NetGalley, and I was really, really excited to read this. I'm a little bit late now. It did come out last month. I'm getting through it now. I absolutely adore L.R. Lamb. I have read their fantasy duology, Dragonfall and Emberclaw, 2 of my absolute favourite books. Dragonfall is one of my absolute favourite books of all time, and I really enjoyed the follow-up Emberclaw as well. A little bit like Samantha Shannon with the Bone Season, L.R. Lamb has been able to kind of republish an author's preferred text of this trilogy, which I'm really excited about for them. This story, I think, has the potential to be something really, really magical. I've also really enjoyed L.R. Lamb's sci-fi that I've read. So I read Goldilocks, and that is one of my favourite sci-fi books. Women Steal a Spaceship. Need I say more? It was chaos. It was fantastic. Pantomime's a really interesting one. So it follows a character, Micah, who runs away with the circus. But Micah has not always been Micah. Micah grew up as a noble girl. Jeannie? She's raised as Jeannie and has always been kind of treated differently by her family. They don't really understand her medically as well. She's not very understood. She's kind of treated as this mystery, but also this person that needs to be fixed. We can fix you. We can make you palatable. We can make you conform to what's expected of you in noble society. And Jean's really scared of that. She doesn't want that. And after hearing her parents talking one day, runs away and then finds herself running away to the circus. But in order to do that, she kind of sheds this Jean identity and becomes Micah and feels much more himself. It's been a really interesting kind of foray into gender and identity and gender fluidity. And also just, I find the idea of the running away with the circus and running away with other people that maybe don't conform in society or don't feel safe in wider society, that don't feel represented or comfortable, that like sort of found family aspect. I'm really enjoying all of that. On top of all of that, there is also these magical fantasy elements starting to ramp up. I was a little bit like, where's the magic? Where's the whatever? about halfway, we're really getting some more of that now. Micah can hear whispers that nobody else can hear, and Micah may be the key to bringing magic back to the realm. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm really hoping that I enjoy this towards the end. It's been a bit rocky for me so far, but I'm enjoying where I am now. I'm really hoping that I continue to love this so I can read the trilogy, because I'd love to support this author. I've loved everything that they've written. So yeah, we're nearing the end of the month. I am just about to film another YouTube video. I'm going to film sort of October-ish haul and unhaul, because I have a huge stack of books that I need to put on Vinted, a few I'm going to donate as well, and a few books that I've also hauled this month. So I will be filming that. If it's up before, I'll link it. If it's not, you've got that to look forward to. So yeah, that's my plans for this evening, and then I'm going to try and get back into Bury Our Bones with the Midnight Soil. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely evening. I'll see you in a second in the next clip, but it might be a few days for me. Okay, see you soon. I've literally just finished filming my October reading wrap up for YouTube, so I just thought I'd come in and kind of close this vlog off with a few last reading updates. This month has absolutely flown by. I was genuinely convinced I'd only read like 3 books, but now looking back through the footage to check where I last updated, I've actually read more than I thought, so I'm really pleased. So I have not finished my current Dungeon Crawler Carl read, The Butcher's Masquerade. I haven't finished that, and that's fine. That can carry over into November. I'm still really enjoying it. I just haven't had a lot of time really this month. I haven't been like gravitating towards it. I've not had a lot of time to dedicate just to listening to an audiobook, so that's fine. We'll carry on with that next month. Books that I have finished. I finished Pantomime by L.R. Lamb. I really enjoyed this. It really, I can't even say it surprised me. I thought I would enjoy it because I've loved their writing before, and I've had a really good time with it. The more fantasy elements of it kind of came through a bit later into the book, but that's when it started to kind of make sense as to how this was more fantastical than maybe I initially thought it would be. I think the second book comes out soon, and the third book maybe next year, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm genuinely really pleased for the author. As an author, writing stories like this that are so important and providing that intersex representation, I think it's so important, and I'm really pleased for them that they've been able to kind of rework this story in a more authentic way and market it in an authentic way as well, and I think that's really important and shows how much the landscape has changed in publishing, and I hope that the right people find it and enjoy it, and I think that'll be wonderful. I think my last reading update is going to be the Toxic Lesbian Vampire book. I loved this so much. As I'm filming this, it's the 1st of November. I finished this last night, which was immaculate vibes with it being Halloween, and I have felt empty to my core ever since. Already miss this world, these women, these toxic women. I miss them so much. This was a really phenomenal story. Following these 3 women, seeing how vampirism enters their lives, the empowerment, the freedom, the destruction, the relationships that they all kind of experience, even with those that we don't meet for very long. You see the impact of the things that happen to these women and how it's that kind of snowball effect through time, and it was just masterful in the way it all came together for the end of the book. I don't think I really saw it all coming together until it became clear what was happening. I didn't see any of that as I was reading. I was just really immersed in the world. I think a really good adjective for these women is intoxicating, because I just could not get enough of them, even though they were horrible in a lot of ways. I could not get enough of them and their stories and the things that they were kind of going through. I also think something that Schwab has done really well with this story is showing the plight and the struggles of women and societal expectations of women and what it takes for women to reclaim that power. Got women from different time periods, from the 1500s, 1800s and 2019, and you see sort of similar kind of family and societal expectations across that massive span of time, and how for some of them vampirism is an empowerment. For some it seems like a curse and like the complete end of things, but then how does then kind of roots into sort of a toxic cycle of things. I don't feel like I have been able to properly process my thoughts about this book fully yet, so it might be that I kind of come back to this and talk about it a little bit more either on Instagram or TikTok when I'm a little bit more, I don't know, less like emotionally devastated by it. But this was so stunning. It makes me really excited to try more V.E. Schwab. The only other books I've read from her are The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which remains one of my favourite books of all time, and Gallant, which I liked. Didn't love. Liked it though. This is probably in the running for one of my top reads of the year. Definitely top 10, possibly top 5, maybe top 3. We'll see how I feel. I've had this feeling a few times with books that immediately after finishing them, then I have to like sit and decide how I'm feeling later. So maybe we'll come back to that claim there. And that, I think, brings us to the end of my first ever reading vlog. I've really tried my best with this month. I'm really hoping that I've been able to pull together something even remotely cohesive and interesting to watch, and it's not just loads of clips of me just yapping. If it is, hopefully you still enjoy that anyway. I'm really looking forward to going through and editing some more of it. I did edit kind of the beginning of the month, which feels like forever ago now, but I know it was only a few weeks ago. If you did enjoy this reading vlog, please do let me know below. Let me know how your October was and what you're looking forward to reading in November. If you would like to see some more of these vlogs as well, let me know. What kind of things do you like to see in your reading vlogs? Do you like more of like the B-roll, read me with me type stuff, seeing out and about? I don't leave the house that often. I work from home, so I don't get out too much other than my like little coffee dates. But if you enjoy seeing that kind of stuff, I'm happy to share that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, leave a cloud emoji because it's really cloudy. It's really cloudy outside today. The winter weather is really sort of said, hello, I am here, ever since the clocks changed. If you enjoy, please do like and subscribe. It absolutely means the world. I can't tell you how exciting it is seeing all your new faces. If you want to see more from me where I'm more active, I will put my Instagram and my TikTok in the description as always. I'm much more active over on there. I will see you all in the next video. In the meantime, happy reading. Bye.